playing games long enough. I think you know how I feel. I'm not just fooling around. I think you know that it's real. Despite my best efforts, baby, you're still on the fence. If you ever tip the scale in your mind, you know where I live. And I'll be waiting, baby. Oh, but I'm not gonna wait long. I'm ready to push the chips in and find out if we're right or wrong. Let's take our chances and see what we might become. When you're ready to risk it all, come and get you some.
That was Come and Get You Some. We have Coleton Black in the studio with us today. How long have you been performing?
Quite a while. Off and on since I was in elementary. I think the first show I did was fifth grade talent show. And I've been doing it ever since.
So were you playing guitar then and singing for your talent show in fifth grade?
At first I was, yeah, and then I got a band together and I got kicked off the guitar somehow, and I was just a front lead singer for the next few years, and then finally said, you know what, I play guitar every day at my house, so in my own band I'm gonna go ahead and play guitar here too. So now I never look back on that piece.
Nice. Do you remember who got you your first guitar?
I do. That would have been my dad. Got me a little Jet. It was called a Jet. That was the brand. And that was when I was probably four years old.
We didn't hear the name. Who was it?
My dad.
Your dad. I thought it was going to be a short name because it was like that was the only thing we didn't hear. Bleeped out just a little bit as you were saying it. That's awesome. Are your family musically inclined? Are they?
Yeah, he was my pretty much my whole family. Yeah, he was full-time singer songwriter. My Uncle Brian as well, and then my Uncle Clint as well. And my brother plays, and so yeah, it's a pretty big musical family.
Do you guys ever just like get together and jam like around a campfire as like a family reunion type vibe?
We have jammed together. It's usually when we actually come together to play a show, but everybody's pretty busy on their schedules. Usually when we get together for Christmas and all that kind of thing, usually it's more about just laughing and getting to see each other again.
Oh, absolutely. That's kind of why we have that second Saturday of every month event down at Horace Hall, is like just a monthly meetup for everybody to just get together and laugh and enjoy music. It's really been an awesome experience because it's kind of it's a listening room style that like we're a private event center, but now they're open to the public. They have a bar inside, but we've also turned it into a coffee shop. So you can, drink spiked coffee if you want. It's pretty cool.
All right.
And they have a lot of awesome stuff, but really, everybody out here, we kind of all are going through the same motions in a different location, and it gets lonely sometimes. So being able to have that, place where you can just go, where it's not a puppet master pulling the strings. You can go sing whatever you want when you're with us. I've opened up some cans of worms that way. Dean Paul Williford, I love him to death. He is like a comedian songwriter. And so he's like, "Are you sure, Cynthia?" And I was like, "Dude, it's your show. We're here to see you. That's what we're doing." And he's like, "All right." And like the first one, like the first two songs, he roasted me and the venue owner, and we both loved it. It was great. And to be able to have that kind of a venue where, they know like we're all just getting together to have fun and just enjoy life and support music and support artists and watch people grow. Like that's what we're in it for. So to have someone that, gives us the versatile to be able to go and practice songs, or like that's what we're going to be doing on August 17th. We're going to get together and work with each other on songs and do some fun little songwriting games and stuff. So if you're, I don't know how far away from Fort Worth you are, but August 17th, if you're available to come join,
Well,
we would
the
love to
day
have you.
before, the day before is actually my CD release party in Katy, so August 16th. So I don't know what the next day is going to hold, but I know that that Friday is going to be should be a fun good time. So that's my debut album CD release party
In Katy, Texas. Where did you say it was at again?
at No Label Brewery in Katy, Texas.
No Label Brewery in Katy, Texas. That's a CD release party for these songs that we're hearing today, correct?
Yeah, there's more on the album that haven't been released. So on August 16th, they'll all be released, and I'm going to be performing them all, and should be a hell of a time.
That sounds like a great time. And at a brewery, of course,
Oh, yeah.
it's going to be a good time.
Yeah,
You
and
might
it's
not be
good
recovered to make it.
That was my thoughts. I didn't want to commit to driving to Dallas the next day. Never know what that night's going to hold. So my whole family will be in town, and so it should be a fun night.
We do them the second Saturday of every month. So September 14th would be our next one, and that's with Justin Pinter. And man, we have been so blessed with such amazing comics. Like we had 6 comedians in July, we had 5 in June, and we were laughing hysterically. Like they are, really good comedians that perform at Hyenas and other locations that do sell out shows, but they also understand that the universal language is music, and they're here to support it and what we're doing to create an artist haven, and it's absolutely awesome. So
yeah,
we will be
I'll
back
have to check it out
sometime when you're available. So you have been touring. You've been playing for quite a while, since you were 5 years old. You've been touring, doing live shows probably most of your life since you were an adult. Have you stayed local here in Texas? Have you been able to travel and hit the road and see some other scenery?
Yeah, I've done both, a little of both. Mostly here in Texas, but I have had opportunities to go elsewhere and do some pretty cool things. I'll be going to Nashville in September to do a few things, a few shows up there, and so looking forward to that. That'll actually be my first trip to Nashville to play. Usually I've just gone there on vacation or visiting family, so this will be a nice kind of getaway to actually play some music. So looking forward to that.
So I'm assuming that you said you've been to Tennessee. Is that where you said you've traveled to? Yeah. So
I've been to a lot of different places, but yeah.
The internet connection today is reminding me of my TV where it cuts out and only the important parts. Like when your Netflix is trying to catch up and there's no volume, videos still going.
Gotcha. Great.
Oh goodness. Right. Well, hopefully we can have some smooth sailing for the rest of it.
Yeah, that might be my end. I got a storm over here, so could be I'm out in the country and we got a storm going, so it very well might be my end over here.
Right. If it gets too bad, we'll just turn it into an anti-cell phone commercial, and we can just shout out who our providers are.
Yeah.
We're not going to do that, but This is a game of Marco Polo. Can you hear us now? We're still here. And we are going to listen to, we're going to listen to the story behind Come and Get You Some. What is up with this song? What inspired you to write it? Tell us the scoop.
That's just on tons of potential relationships I've seen over the years, and they're a guy or a girl just not wanting to fully commit to a relationship, and basically somebody in the relationship getting fed up and saying, you know what, I'll be here, but I ain't waiting forever. So if you're wanting to get serious, come and get you some.
Right. And that's, man, there's so many people out there just playing games. It's a sad thing.
Oh yeah,
and our
yeah.
society really just doesn't know how to socialize anymore. Like, we were talking about people and the problems and epidemics with drug usage and what causes that. And my speculation on it is that people just really don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to socialize. And all of a sudden, they find a group of people having fun and they want to be a part of it. And it all comes down to communication and being able to communicate with other people and build relationships. And so many of us, so many people have grown up in a world where it's possible for infants to have PTSD. And that's something that rewires your entire brain and thinking. And I think our education system should focus a little bit more on that for sure, because it's chaotic and people just, people are people. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Between where the focus on is in school, and what's ironic is social media, social being the key word, but yet half these people that spend all their time on social media can't go out and have a normal conversation with somebody. So it's a little ironic and traps people in a world of just staying online all day to be comfortable.
Oh man. And it's such it's such a horrible thing for your brain to be on these devices. Like, I can tell you that I spend way too much time on them. I'm building websites all day. I'm doing all the promo. I run businesses, face fronts on media, and I cannot stand staring at my screen, but I have to.
Well,
I can tell you, when I
you're
left,
being proactive on there though.
Right. Yeah. If I could get rid of it, I absolutely would in a heartbeat, 100%. I can tell you that my brain, from being on the computer all the time, I could feel before we went on vacation, my brain felt like a large man was squeezing it. And then we went into the woods for 4 days and had no cell phone service, no internet. Even though they had internet at the house, it was still so hilly and woody that there was very spotty internet. And I had a 4-day break from social media. And so now my brain only feels like maybe a little 80-pound woman is squeezing it. I'm like, man, I need some more downtime. Oh, it's necessary. It's necessary. But for people like me, man, we have to remind ourselves that rest is also work. That's a part of work. Resting in order to be efficient is a part of work. And it's something that when you're motivated and passionate about something, you have to remind yourself to rest.
Absolutely.
It's crazy. Well, I want to get into
every once in a while, and
I want to get into the story of this next song. The title is kind of intriguing. Any Angel Can Fall. What's the story behind this one?
So this is also about relationships and kind of the dark side of what can happen when somebody's not there emotionally or not faithful, or basically saying that no matter how, how good someone starts out to be, they can always fall. So this was just based on relationships that I've had, relationships that I've witnessed, and
Ruh-oh. I think we might have lost you. All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and give a listen to this song and see if we can catch him back here in a minute.
Six strings, and everyone is tugging on you. I keep writing these songs, hoping one just might do. But time after time, they don't get through. And here's how I felt, and you never knew. I felt betrayed by the thoughts in my mind. I was always in the wrong place at the wrong time. That's not to say it's not my fault. If I have learned anything, it's any angel can fall.
That was Any Angel Can Fall. That was absolutely beautiful, Colton.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you want to tell us a story about the song now that we got you back?
Yeah. So yeah, that's based on relationships that may have started off great, and everybody's honest and everybody's emotionally there, and then somewhere along the way it breaks down, and no matter the angel you might have been in the relationship, you either do something unfaithful or you're not there, and any angel can fall.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely getting easier to fall in society. Yeah. And the thing is that we have to have that support group and those people. And I remind everyone all the time that, like, if someone's being a jerk, I promise you that they really don't intend to be that way. It's just the way their life is set up. They don't know any other way. So be kind to that jerk because that might be the difference maker in the way he treats the next person. And it might be the difference maker in the rest of his life. People act like that because they don't think people care. And so they inevitably stop caring. It's all about how we treat others. And we need to get back to that as America, man. Like, we used to be able to go to the neighbors and ask for sugar when we forgot it at the grocery store. Now we risk getting shot for knocking on the door. It's pretty sad.
Yeah, well, I don't think social media has made anything easier. I think it makes it easier to get out of touch with real people. So.
Oh, for sure, man. And I really wish that for every news outlet, there was a positive news outlet because, there are so many people that, preach, and there's so many books that have been written that we are what we focus on. We are what we focus on. And look what we're focusing on. Look what they're forcing us to focus on. When was the last time you saw a positive news story? I can't tell you because I haven't watched the news since 2006.
Yeah, and that's it. That's exactly why when you go out into the woods for 4 days, it's relaxing because you're away from all that, and you reset, and you're not getting constantly bombarded with negativity. So
yeah. So if you guys have positive news, we want to hear it. Absolutely. Tag us in it. We'll share it in the group. We want to hear your positive news stories.
Absolutely.
Power of positivity. If you have an awesome positive quote, share it on this video. We want to hear it. Generate some positive power of positivity back into this world. I'm excited to hear. Do you have any awesome stories you can tell us? Like any fun stories as an artist?
Let's see. I'm sure I have quite a few that aren't appropriate for this. For this. Let's see. Cool, fun story.
Accomplishments.
Oh yeah, actually, I was just informed that Texas CMA has given me the Legacy Award this year, and so that's pretty cool. Getting to carry on kind of a family tradition type thing, and was honored to have that announced. So I'm pretty excited to go there and accept that award on behalf of kind of my family and the legacy they've created.
That's nice. That's awesome to be a part of something that, you have that support. You have people in your family that understand what this industry it requires.
Yeah.
And
well, my Uncle Clint's told me he gives me real, just blunt advice when I ask him about the industry, and when I had finished my record, I sent it to him, and he was real honest on what he thought, which was nice, and also not. So it was a lot of positive. It was kind of like a positive sandwich where there was, you've done great with what you had, and I would have done this different, but this is great. So I got a lot of insight on what his thoughts were on it. So that was something to take forward to the next record.
Sounds like he's read some leadership books, because that is definitely what they tell you as a leader, is that you can't leave your reps on a negative. You cannot leave them. You gotta build them up, prepare them for what's coming, so they're in a positive spirit, knock them down a little bit, build them back up so they can think about that negative thing without sulking on that negative thing.
Yes, yeah. Well, he's been through the ups and downs as an artist, so he knows what he's talking about.
Absolutely. That's awesome. It sounds like we already have the answer to this next question, but I'm sure you have something to add to it. Being from a family of music, I'm sure that your family has definitely influenced your style. Who else would you say influenced your style as an artist?
It's kind of strange because my mom's favorite music was 50s rock and roll, and my dad's was 70s rock and country. And so growing up, I grew up in the 90s, but all my CDs were 50s. I had the greatest hits of the 50s with hundreds of songs on them, and I loved the 50s growing up, which is not something that most kids in the 90s were listening to. And then I was listening to classic rock and then country, and my uncle was my favorite country artist growing up. Was a little biased, but loved his music. Huge fan of Billy Joel. I mean, I love all kinds of Merle Haggard's my favorite kind of older generation artist. Um, I mean, there was tons, a lot of different styles and genres. I can't pick out exactly which ones come through, but listen to a lot of different stuff growing up.
So, do you listen to country music now? Just because you're a country music artist does not mean that that is the genre that you have on your radio in the truck. Do you predominantly listen to country? What kind of music are you usually jamming out to when you're driving down the road?
In the as far as radio stations go, I like the country legends, and they got rid of that here in Houston, and so I got to mostly. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of the newer style, so it's kind of hard for me to find too many stations that I can continuously listen to. So I'm usually on this, Spotify or Apple Music, and going through anything. I mean, from, like I said, from the 50s to, I mean, a guy that's out now that I'm a huge fan. I love Cody Johnson, as a newer artist. But yeah, most of my music that I turn on is pre 2005. So I'm stuck in a time warp here.
Right? Like you're meant for a different era.
Yeah, I always consider myself an old soul when it comes to, movies. I love old movies and old music. So yeah, I always feel like maybe I was born in the wrong time. So
Well, they have, if you ever get down to the stockyards down at Horace Hall, the venue that we host events at has Cowtown Movie Classics on Monday nights, and they were actually voted the best first date night in Fort Worth for their Cowtown Classic movies.
All right.
So if you're ever down there and you need to watch an old movie, you got a place to go on a Monday.
Absolutely. Yeah, that sounds cool.
Where can they find your music, more about you? How do they get info on booking you at their venue? Give us the scoop on where to find your stuff.
So either my Facebook or my website, coltonblack.com, Coleton. That was another doozy my parents laid on me, spelling my name like that. But so it can be rough for people to search. So yeah, Coleton basically. coltonblack.com. Anywhere you get your music. I have new releases coming out here in the next month. So anywhere you get music, it should be there. Any platform. Come and Get You Some right now is on the radio. Sitting at number 81, hoping to crack the top 80. So my friends will stop not believing that I'm rising the charts. They can't go online and see it unless it hits the top 80. So I'm hoping for that this week.
Oh man, so y'all call your favorite radio stations if it's not Texas Brew and tell them to play that song and help bump him up there on that list. Joshua Martin said those are definitely some of his favorite artists, and he can relate. He loves him some Merle.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Merle's I think I almost play a little too much Merle Haggard at my if I'm doing a 4-hour show, I can get to a lot of different music in 4 hours, and usually end up playing about four Merle Haggard songs. So yeah, he's one of my favorites.
That's absolutely awesome. Who are some other artists that you like to cover?
I cover Cody Johnson. I cover Shenandoah and George Strait and Garth Brooks, and a lot of, once again, biased, but I cover a lot of my uncle's songs, and I do some of my dad's as well. A lot of different stuff. I do some Bob Seger, I do some Eagles, and all kinds of stuff.
Heck yeah. The Eagles I love Hotel California. It's such a long song now.
Oh, it's a good one though.
Yes, it is. Speaking of songs, we want to hear about Take This Chance. Yeah, Take This Chance.
That one, I think I wrote that one in 7.5 minutes. Just kind of, it's just that old school country groove, fast paced dance song. Just wrote it in a, as traditional as I could, and simple song that's just about taking the plunge to dive into a relationship with somebody. So pretty straightforward on that one.
Well, we thank you for taking your time to hang out with us and tell us your story. I'm excited to hear the preview of this next song. We're going to hear this preview and let you guys get back from your lunch break. Thank you for tuning in. Be sure to tune in and hear all the newest music on the station. If you check out the site, you can check out our show schedule for our syndicated radio shows, where you will have a DJ talking and letting you know what songs you're listening to. Here is Take This Chance.
Well, I know it must be hard to fall for me, with all your high class friends telling my history.